Even more ways to save for your home or business. Visit pico.com/ways to save.
Join Sarah Lomax this Wednesday during Evening Words for a special program called Word on Health and Healing. In honor of Women's Health Month, Word's president and CEO will dive into a discussion of women's health across the life cycle, from maternity to menopause. This program, sponsored by the Pennsylvania Lottery and Victory Chiropractic and Performance, will examine fitness, nutrition, mental health, self-care, and the impact of racism and sexism on health outcomes. Tune in Wednesday, May 22nd from 4 to 7 p.m. for this special edition of Evening Words, hosted by Sarah Lomax.
Celebrating Black excellence worldwide and bringing joy and power to the people. This is WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online on wordradio.com and the Word Radio app. The views and opinions expressed by the guests, listeners, and hosts of any program on Word Radio do not necessarily reflect those of the ownership, management, or advertisers of this station.
I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
All right, people, write something on the board. Let's spell it. First letter.
L. O. G.
What's that?
What?
It's time. It's time to have real, honest, open, difficult, and inspiring conversations. It's time for Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Hello. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. Happy Monday to you, or as Nick would say, or as he has said, Happy New Week to you. You know I've missed y'all. You know I do. You know I do when I'm away from you. I just miss you all so much. I hope you've had a fantastic weekend and an equally fantastic start to your week. Family, you know what I'm going to ask. If you are joining us by way of socials, let us know. You know, give us a little shout out, say hi, send us some love, or you can even give us a call. Yes, you can. You can do that by dialing 215-634-8065. You can even call us toll free. You can do that by dialing 1-866-361-0900. So wait, I want to share something with you really quickly before we actually get into the crux of things. Just in case you heard someone screaming over the weekend, yes, it was probably me. I'll tell you why. So I saw something that I didn't even know we had in Philadelphia. All right. It was a flying roach. Okay. And when I tell you this thing was long and big, it looked like it was a cockroach with wings. I hollered. Okay. So that was me. Just letting you know that was me. Just know. But y'all know I share. So I had to share that with you. Scared the crap out of me. Yes, it did. Oh my goodness. Family, while we wait for you to check in, I'm going to share our Black History 365 moment. Today's Black History 365 moment is something that happened just yesterday on Sunday, May 19th. President Joe Biden gave the commencement address, or speech, if you will, at Morehouse College and was awarded an honorary degree. The valedictorian called for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, and during Biden's speech, some students turned their backs and others walked out in solidarity. That's today's Black History 365 moment. I want to wish a happy birthday to all of our love lights who are celebrating. Yes, I do. Happy birthday to each and every one of you. And you know this is coming. I'm sending all the love and hugs that I can muster and that you can handle in this moment if your light is shining just the least bit dimly. I just want you to know that your entire tribe and village is right here. We've got your back. You hear me? We've got you. We have got you. I want to share some things with you before I introduce you to our guest in this hour. And I'm so excited about that. Family, the first of which that I will share is, as you know, June is Black Music Month, and this year, the word message in the music series presents Trans Afro Express, the global impact of African, Caribbean, and African American music. Join us on Friday, June 14th from 6 until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live, located at 3025 Walnut Street. This event features a panel discussion, live performances, and the flyest Afrobeat, reggae, hip hop, and R&B dance party in Philly. Isn't that fun? Oh, that's fun. So if you love to dance and you want to learn more about the global impact of our music, then join us on Friday, June 14th from 6 until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live. Admission is $20 in advance and only $25 at the door. So get your tickets now, okay, at wordradio.com. This Black Music Month event is in partnership with Fun Times Magazine and is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery, Comcast, Keystone, First, and Pico. All right. Wait, I've got something else to share with you. Now, for those of you who are unaware, our very own Tiffany Bacon is hosting a new show. Tune in to Breaking Bread every Sunday, where Tiffany will broadcast from a different restaurant, eatery, or chef's kitchen, where delicious delights and curious conversation are on the menu. Special guests will join Tiffany for brunch, where the conversations will focus on culture, business, health and well-being, media, literature, and the arts. Yes. Break bread with us every Sunday from 11 a.m. until 12 noon, right here on Word, Progressive Black Talk Media. One more thing before we get into the crux of it all. Join our beloved Sarah Lomax this Wednesday during Evening Words for a special program called Word on Health and Healing. In honor of Women's Health Month, Word's president and CEO will dive into a discussion of women's health across the life cycle from maternity to menopause. This program, sponsored by the Pennsylvania Lottery and Victory Chiropractic and Performance, will examine fitness, nutrition, mental health, self-care, and the impact of racism and sexism on health outcomes. So tune in Wednesday, May 22nd from 4 p.m. till 7 p.m. for this special edition of Evening Words hosted by our very own Sarah Lomax. All right, family, let's get started. I see you out there. I see the brother Nasir. Hi there, brother Nasir. He's checking in. He's sharing peace and blessings with the family. We receive it, and you know we send it back. Hi, Nasir. Malcolm White is checking in. He shares that he's watching and listening from West Mount Airy, and we love it. You know, that's the message I look for. Nasir, my weekend was wonderful. It was busy, but it was wonderful. Thank you for asking. Our love bug, Willie Matthew Williams, is checking in, and he shares, guess what? What? Oh, I can't wait to see you, Willie. I can't wait to see you. Willie says I'm going to see him soon. I just love it when I'm going to see my family. I can't wait. Eric is checking in. He shares love with the entire family. Sharing love with the entire. Wait, you watching on YouTube? On his flat screen. You know what? I want to be like you when I grow up, okay? And thank you for the compliment on the hat. I had to pull out a hat today because y'all don't want to know what's underneath it. So, family, let's get started. Yes. Our first guest in this hour, she's my boo. She's one of my love lights. Yes, she is. She's a new family member to the show. Her name is Twana Miller. She's also known as the Lash Master, okay, which I love. She is the founder and CEO of A-List Skin and Lash Lounge. That's right. Twana is a licensed esthetician with in excess of 15 years of experience in health and beauty. Okay. So let me tell you just a little bit. She found her true passion in the art of eyelash extensions. Like she has that thing, that je ne sais quoi, if you will, that special knack, all right, for creating designs that will make people's lash dreams come true, if you will. And she is here to talk with us about life, love, her journey, and all that good stuff in between. Family, I invite you to the conversation with none other than Twana Miller. My boo.
Everybody, hello, hello, hello.
Welcome, 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 Mama.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you for having me.
Listen, family, I've only been telling Twana forever. I say, Twana, I want you to come on the show. I want you to come on
Yeah.
the show. So y'all know I get on 10 when when my love bugs come to visit.
Yeah.
You know I do. So I'm on 1,000. I'm on but Twana, I was telling you the hour goes by so quickly. So I want our family members to know you. I want to share you with our family. So please, can you for our family members who are unaware and unfamiliar, can you first tell us from where you come and where you grew up and all that good stuff?
I come from Uptown Mount Airy, Vernon Road in Fayette, and I grew up there with my mother, a single mom. Um, and was on my own probably about 16. You know, I was eager to get out there, get a job, and my first job was at Roy Rogers. I will never forget.
With that good chicken. Wait a minute now.
That big cowboy hat.
Wait a minute with that good chicken.
Yes, good chicken. I mean, that's when takeout chicken was real chicken. Like it was really good.
It was.
So I say that to say I've always been independent, hard worker. I always liked nice things that my mother just refused to do. So I worked. I went to school, Martin Luther King, Germantown. I went to both. Um, and I quickly got my own apartment, while I was in school. So,
I love it.
And it's crazy because I went from fast food, and then I used to sell eyeglasses, and I used to teach children how to put their contact lenses in and out. And I did that for 15 years.
Did you?
I did. I was an optician before doing lashes. So I've always kind of dealt with the eye, and I loved it. I loved doing it, but I hit a financial plateau where I couldn't make any more money. So it was time to kind of figure out what I wanted to do next. And, back then I realized early that I needed to do something that I loved. And I knew that I would spend most of my money on beauty stuff, on going to get a little massage or getting my hair done or getting my nails done. And I thought about, if I'm spending the rent money on these things, then I'm sure other women are spending the rent money on these things, and let me look into it. And I started out being a massage therapist. That's my first beauty transition. From being an optician, I started doing massages, and I went to school for it, and I worked at the first Black spa in Center City, which was Total Serenity.
Yes, we've all been there.
We've all been there. And it's so crazy is that when I came to Total Serenity, I had to start folding laundry in the basement before she would let me touch a client. And when I think about how she instilled, determination, and how she instilled in me, if you want this, you will do what you need to do. She instilled that, and people just don't have that anymore, And although I try to instill that in, my employees, a work ethic, she had me folding towels for 3 months with no pay.
Wow.
But I wanted to work there so bad, and I knew I had it to do. So I did it. I had a little savings that allowed me to still pay my bills and still do this. And her best massage therapist quit. And she quit. And I did her first person that showed up when she wasn't there. And I did the full day. And everybody that day rebooked with me. And here I am,
Wow.
19 years later, from massage to skincare to lashes. So I do everything in beauty but hair and nails.
Okay, let me tell you what that sounds like to me. That sounds to me like what God has for you is for you.
Yes,
That's what that sounds like to me.
yes.
I mean, I know we all know it to be true, but
Mhm.
you were finding your way, and you said you were in a lane that you liked, but you had reached a financial plateau, and here you were looking.
Yeah.
You know what? The other part of what you just shared with us that I really appreciate when you were talking about working at Total Serenity,
Mhm.
like you said, that just doesn't happen anymore
Mhm.
where, you're employed. Well, first of all, I don't know anybody that will be willing, that is willing to work, but that says a lot about you. You said, I
Yeah.
wanted to work there. You respected the establishment, the
Yeah.
business,
Mhm.
that says a lot. That says a
Mhm.
lot.
Mhm.
I, but let me tell you how I can appreciate that. I can identify with and that's that entrepreneurial spirit in you.
Yes.
That's what that is. That's what that is. You said, "Mm-mm. No, I'm going to work here. I'm going to do
Yes.
what's necessary. I'm going to do what I have to do
Yeah.
in order to secure my position here."
Mhm.
And you were rewarded tenfold.
Yes. And it was a Black-owned business, and,
Mhm.
I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to be a part of the only Black-owned spa in
Mhm.
in Rittenhouse. Like, I saw that, and I wanted to be a part of it, and by the grace of God, I was able to obtain my own in Rittenhouse. I feel like it's a full circle, and I'm supposed to be there. Absolutely.
What? Yes, you are. Yes, you
Mhm.
are. We're all supposed to know you. That's why I
Yeah.
said, Twana, you have to come.
Right.
Family, I want to take a moment. I see that you are checking in, and I love it. I love y'all. I love, love, love it. So, for those of you who have just joined us, you're tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick. Right here on WURD, we are talking with Twana Miller in this hour, the Lash Master. That's right. That's right. Willie, I see you. Willie said, y'all, can I please tell y'all, I so appreciate you all for these compliments about me and my little hat. I love it, Willie, Miss Lily. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Miss Lily is checking in. Our love light. Yes, she is. And I so love the comments. Hi, Tim. Timothy Robinson is as well. And Eric said, all right, Tawana, good chicken and the best horseradish sauce. He
Yeah.
said, and Roy
Yeah.
Rogers. He said, welcome to the Word platform, Tawana Miller. Quite the resume. Keep on keeping on. I
Oh,
love
I
it.
thank you. Thank you.
So when you talk about what you shared with us about having been like you went from different, well, no, it wasn't different so much, like you shared. You started as an optometrist. You were working with the babies.
I was working with the
That
baby.
had to have been an experience.
Sure.
Wait, wait, talk about
Well,
that.
what? Let me say this. Dealing with the babies um wasn't it wasn't bad. It was the
Mhm.
parents.
Oh,
It was the
yeah.
parents because of course I would let the mom come in the room while I teach their babies. But when you're young, you don't develop a phobia of putting things in your eye. You don't have that. Remember, we were young, we used to flip our eyelids inside out,
You
and
did
all that.
everything. Mhm.
Exactly. But it was the parents. I would, say, listen, just look down and, do this. And the parent would be like, why don't you try this way? No, 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 parent. Zip it up. Let me do my job.
That's the
And,
hard.
working with the kids was amazing. It was a good run for me. And I did it for a long time. And um at the end I started sitting on the edge of the bed a little longer. And that's when I knew it was time to change
Mhm,
careers. Like
mhm,
and not really enthused about going to work. But
mhm.
I've been doing the beauty industry for 20 years, and I want to do it as long as I can because I still wake up excited about work, and I think that's huge. If you can wake up and love what you do and make money doing it, you can't go wrong. So
That right there.
I love it. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that right there. So many
Mhm.
people long
Mhm.
for that.
Yes.
So many people long for that, but you have that. And let me tell you how I love watching. Family, I follow Twana on all her socials, right? So, but on Instagram, she'll share videos of different processes. Now, I want to talk about this one because there's one I've seen you. I don't know if I don't want to say scraping, but for lack of a better way of describing, it looks like you're scraping like skin, like an excess layer or something, but I can see, like, you can see a difference.
Such a difference. So it's called dermaplaning, and I'm using a scalpel. Um, and not many people do this service because most estheticians are scared. They're
Well,
scared. They're fearful.
yes.
So I'm actually using a medical scalpel, and what I'm doing, you look at it like it's a manual peel. Instead of using chemicals for the peel, I'm doing it manually. So I'm removing top dead skin layer, and I'm also removing the bonus is I'm removing all peach fuzz, which a lot of us ladies have,
Yes, we do.
which kind of hinders our makeup from staying longer. It kind of gives us a shadow, and just removing just the hair alone, makes a huge difference. So on top of that, I'm removing dead skin. So it's an instant result. Um,
Mhm.
it's a service that you can get and still put on makeup shortly after. It's a service that since I'm not using a chemical, you can sunbathe to an extent. So it's no real downtime with this service, which is why it's so popular. And it's very
Okay.
cost effective. It's not expensive, you know. And men now are starting to call me for it. Like,
I
can I get the scraping
saw.
thing? And it makes a big difference. And honestly, I do several chemical peels, several different treatments, but that's my favorite. And I think that's why I promote it so much because that's what I use. That's how I keep my skin right. I have my assistant, Nadia, my protege. I've taught her everything I know, and she does an excellent job as well. And she
Mhm.
does me, and I love it because before that, I couldn't get it done. I couldn't find anybody to do it, and I can't do it myself.
Let me tell you
So,
something. You are a walking advertisement because her skin is
yes, oh,
flawless.
oh, thank
Family, let me just tell you, her skin
you.
is flawless. I keep
Mhm.
saying, you can see my
Thank you.
fear hasn't gotten me there yet, but I'm coming. Listen, family, for those of you who have just joined us, hi and welcome once again. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking with Twana Miller, the one and only Lash Master. It's time for us to take a commercial break, but we're coming right back. You know we are. The phone lines are always open, as you know, and feel free to continue to comment on our socials. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
June is Black Music Month, and this year, the WURD Message in the Music series presents Trans Afro Express, the global impact of African, Caribbean, and African American music. Join us on Friday, June 14th from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live, 3025 Walnut Street. This event features a panel discussion, live performances, and the flyest Afrobeat, reggae, hip-hop, and R&B dance party in Philly. If you love to dance and you want to learn more about the global impact of our music, then join us Friday, June 14th from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live. Admission is $20 in advance, $25 at the door. Get your tickets now at wordradio.com. This Black Music Month event is in partnership with Fun Times Magazine and brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery, Comcast, Keystone First, and Pico.
Every day, thousands of Comcast engineers and technologists like Oluseyi put people at the heart of everything they create.
Some of my favorite moments throughout my life are watching sports with my dad. Now I work at Comcast as part of the team that created our AI highlight technology, which uses AI to detect the major plays in a sports game.
And now, millions of sports fans will never miss a moment. Visit ComcastCorporation.com to learn more.
Family Therapy Vignette Moments with Dr. Lucille Ijoy. It's the month of May. I have a question. Come on now, take note. Did you register to vote during the primary? I say, did you register to vote? If you did, stand with the crowd. Yes, I voted, and I will say it loud. You don't have to fret. Just take a deep breath. June, July, August, September. Watch it now. In a minute, it's going to be November. I say watch it and remember, it's going to be November. Oh, the summertime will fool you. This you must remember. October, November. It's time to take note. Tuesday, November the 5th. It's time to vote. I say Tuesday, November the 5th. It's time to vote. This is Dr. Lucille Ijoy, and say it with me. Tuesday, November the 5th. It's time to vote.
Long nose, what's the word, boy? What's the word? What's the word?
WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking with Twana Miller in this hour, the one and only Lash Master. Now, I have so many questions for Twana, but y'all know I'm all excited because she's one of my love lights. But what we're going to do before I ask Twana, my next question is go to the phone lines. One of our family members has been waiting to just check in. So hello there. Thank you for calling and welcome. Welcome. I think that's Fred. Friendly Fred, are you there? I don't hear Friendly Fred. Friendly Fred, there you are. There you are.
Thank you. I just want to say I think about the good times, the things we used to do, and the places we used to go, and everything was so mellow. It was so nice, and true love was shared, and we used to care for one another. So don't stop caring for one another because there's always someone who cares, and bring back the love. And that's why we got all these tornadoes and earthquakes and all that stuff. The good Lord is trying to warn us and get us to turn back to God. Oh, beautiful, gracious, and spacious skies, morning light. Life has so much to show you. You must be ready for the new, because the best is yet to come. And it's all about love. And it's about God's grace that there's a promise of love. And it's about faith and trust that there's a rainbow of love. Rainbows in the sky. And God will never forget his promise unto us. And it's about faith.
Absolutely. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Fred, I just can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough for joining us, for calling, and for always spreading love, light, and positivity. Thank you so much for that. You hear that? And Fred was right about it. He definitely was. He was. Family, joining us in this hour is Twana Miller. She's the Lash Master. She is the founder and CEO of A-List Skin and Lash Lounge. Before we went on air, we were joking and kikiing and whatnot. And first, Twana, I don't even know when we met. I don't remember when we met.
Okay.
I just, because it's been forever. It feels like it's.
Well, let me enlighten you on a little story about when and how Carol and I met.
Okay.
Now, I've always heard of Carol Riddick,
Okay.
but I never met her. I never knew how awesome she was. I never knew any of that. And I remember, I think it might have been maybe Miss Pat's birthday. And we were over Miss Pat's house, Miss LaBelle. And the chemistry that I have with Miss Pat is that we sing. We sing when just around the house, turn the music up. Now let me just say, yeah, I sing, but I can't sing. I will sing. I know the words. I will sing, but a sister cannot carry a tune. But Miss Pat does not hold that against me. So we singing. Carol is there, and it's so crazy is that although I didn't know her, I felt like I knew her for 20 years. And music came on, and we singing and we dancing, and her and I are leaning in, and we're singing and we're high-fiving, and she hit a note. She hit a note, and it gave me chills. And I think my mouth was open And I didn't realize exactly who I was standing next to and who I was sharing this magnetic energy with. And I had to lean into my friend Danielle and say, "Who the hell is this next to me with this voice?" Because
No, you didn't.
yeah, I swear I had to ask Danielle, like, who? Carol, who? And she said, "Girl, that's Carol Riddick. You didn't know?" And I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, she's listening to me hit these horrible notes. And I was just
Right.
so, see, Miss Pat's used to my horrible singing. But I was just like, she's amazing. And I felt like ever since when we see each other, it's been like I've known you for 20 years. And I love that about you. I love your energy. I love your magnetic personality. I'm drawn to it every time. I always want to sit next to you. I always want to talk to you. I always just want to be in your presence. And
Oh,
you sung happy birthday to Miss Pat on another birthday, and it brought tears to my eyes. And not too many people can make me cry just from singing. But you're one of those people, and you are amazing. And I don't feel like you are recognized enough. And
oh my,
I want to say personally now, you're one of the greats. You're under the radar, but you're on the top of my radar. You're amazing. And I think you sound so good. I think your music and your art is amazing. So
Twana.
that's a little bit about how we met.
Wait, okay, can I please tell you that in my spirit, we have known each other since the
Cool.
sandbox.
Yes.
That was the first time. Are you
Yes.
serious? I mean, no,
Yes.
first, thank you. I'm sorry. That was, oh,
Mhm.
I was raised better than that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, of
Thank you.
course.
But I'm in shock because I've known you since the sandbox in my spirit. That was not the first time that we broke bread or shared space, time, and spirit.
Mhm.
That was
Mhm.
not. I remember that day. We were. I mean, I still have the pictures.
We
I
had
still
a great time listening to
did.
oldies, 90s. We were just all over the radar with music and we knew all the words and we were just singing.
Oh
Now, Carol sounds
no!
good and I sound horrible, but we had an amazing time.
I don't remember any of that. No, no,
Yeah,
no. Wait.
yeah,
Okay, family, y'all see I'm getting all sidetracked because this is my girl,
yeah,
and even when we get together, this is what we do. This is
yeah,
what we do.
yeah.
Anna, I want to tell the family, I want them to know more about A-List Skin and Lash Lounge. Can you please tell our family members some of the, like all of the services that you provide? I want them to
Yes.
know where to go.
So where do I start? Okay. So first of all, let me tell you where I'm located. I'm located on 2013 Sansom Street, which is right the same block as Helium Comedy Club. I'm sure you
Mhm.
guys are familiar with that. They're my neighbors, and I'm on the second floor. Um, so we do skincare, we do lashes, we do IV hydration, we do um, Botox, we do fillers, we do massage, we do manicures, we do pedicures. So we do kind of everything but hair. And I'm thinking about kind of introducing that. So if you do hair, check me out. Maybe we can talk about something.
OMG. Oh,
Yeah,
and first of all, no, okay, now let me tell you that I was even unaware that you all did all of that. I'm
yes.
telling you, I'm coming for my dermoplasty, is it called?
Dermaplaning,
What
dermaplaning. Yeah,
dermaplane, look at me. See, dermaplane.
yeah.
So now what are the advantages to that process?
So the dermaplane, well, like I said before, dermaplane, if you're afraid of getting a chemical peel, which a lot of people are, they're so nervous about the chemicals, about getting burnt, about, what is it about the downtime? How long am I going to be peeling? This is a way to kind of get right to it.
Mhm.
Um, not as strong as a chemical peel, but just as effective. You get instant results. You remove vellus hair, which for the ladies makes your makeup go on like butter. Um, and it's one of my favorites. And I accompany that with different things. So let's just say, if you have cystic acne, I can't do it, but
Mhm.
I can treat your cystic acne to work up to it. Uh,
Mm.
so we'll do extractions. If you have blackheads, I'll get those. We'll
Mhm.
do a vitamin C enzyme with it, which brightens and tightens.
Mhm.
It's everybody's friend that's over 35. And yeah, you'll love it. So
Wait, you just mentioned something for all of us ladies. Now, ladies, I'm going to ask this for me. Okay. What about those of us who had that little mustache? What's the best thing for that?
Well, now, if you haven't been, first of all, let me tell you what not to do. Do not pick up that razor.
Yeah, okay.
That's what we're not going to do.
I don't do
not
that.
And if you're doing it, stop it because it can cause a dark shadow over time. And that'll be hard to kind of get rid of. So if you have a mustache, ladies, yes, it's not cute anymore. I remember back in the day, the men used to say it was sexy. No,
Did
no, no.
they? Was it
Yeah,
ever?
they
Wait. I'm sorry. I'm so
No,
sorry
no.
for anyone who felt it was. It is.
Yes, yes, no, no,
For
no.
me, let me just say for me.
So there's a couple things. We can wax it, but then you'll be in to see me more often. Or we can talk about laser. Now, I don't do laser, but I can refer you to someone that deals with dark skin for laser. If you want to get laser, just get rid of it permanently. We don't have to worry about it. Most of my ladies that come, I am your esthetician. I'm going to take it off. I don't care what service we're doing. If you have a mustache, we're going to get rid of it because mustache and lashes, ladies, they don't go together. No, no,
They
no, no,
don't.
no.
They don't. They
No.
don't. No, they don't. Family, I see you. I see you. I want to let you know I see your comments and your compliments. So thank you for the compliments on my glasses, on my hat. Thank you so much. And you have no idea what that means to me. I don't want you to feel like I'm ignoring your comments because I am not. Willie shares, hey Twana, welcome to
Willie.
Love and Life. Yes, yes, yes. And Shauna Lee says, good evening. Good evening. Hey there.
Good
Hi,
evening.
Love Light. Hi, Love Light. I love Light Miss Lily. She says, congratulations, Sis Tawana. Continued success. And
thank you.
Reese, first he shared, hey y'all. And he shares
Reese.
the best esthetician in Philly. Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Reese.
She happens to be. Now, Miss Joanne, she shares, hey there, sis. What hook up Representative Jasmine Crockett? Just kidding. Oh, you know what? You know what? I'm going to beat you with a wet noodle. I'm going to beat you with a wet noodle. Oh, and Malcolm. Now, you know I'm coming after you. Malcolm put in all caps. No. Ladies with the mustaches are not cute anymore.
No, not at all. Not at
Wait,
all.
I never knew that was cute. I
Yeah.
never knew that was cute because that, that's something I use. What depilatory was one of it's for the face I've used from time to time. Willie, I saw your comment and thank you. So Willie is commenting because Willie was there too. He was talking about Aunt Patty, talking about me, but you know what? Going back to our key moment. That's what Willie's comment was about. So
Yes.
family, for those of you who say, what is she talking about? Willie, our love light, made a comment because he was there too at Aunt Patty's house when we were celebrating her birthday and having a good old time, a grand old time.
Grand time. Yes.
Yes, we always do it. Wait, Eric shares, okay. Thank you for the compliment. He shares, what more could I possibly need? Well, I'm always trying to keep this up. I'm trying to keep my skin together. And I'm noticing Cheryl Hicks Lucas is sharing, good evening. Well, good evening to you, beautiful. I'm always trying to keep it up. And as I age, I know water is my best friend. I do know that. I realize it.
Yes. And you want to do preventative care. It's not just, I do preventative stuff for, so down the road that I can still stay tight. So that's what vitamin C is, our best friend. You know what I mean? It brightens and tightens. That's what it does. So I kind of incorporate that with the dermaplane.
I would probably do that in a facial, probably because I like getting facials and they work well for me. So I would probably do something like that, Eric, in case I know you, because Eric said, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? but I tried. Listen, y'all, I'm climbing that ladder. I'm on level 5.4 and I'm knocking on the door of level 5.5. So, I mean, let me tell you something, God, thank you so much, so much, so much. But just trying to maintain, sustain, and take preventive measures.
Yes.
That's all. That's all. Hey there, family. I'm talking to you if you've just joined us. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking with Twana Miller, and she is the Lash Master. She's the founder and CEO of A-List Skin and Lash Lounge. That's right there downtown, 20th and Sansom. Eric shares Brightons and Titans. I love that, Twana. That's what
Brightons and Titans.
Listen, that's what we want. That's what we want. That's what we want. So what would you say is the one procedure or process that is the most popular?
Right now, I'm going to say 50% dermaplane and 50% lashes.
So, well, you know what, lashes, that's a big thing. That's a big thing.
It is a big thing, but I feel like right now we're in a tough time, the world. And I do feel like a lot of women are doing a lot of things themselves, which I get it, which is why I put out a lash line as well, like a DIY lash line.
What?
Yes. It's on Amazon. You can find it on Amazon. But I say all this to say that women are doing things themselves. And there was a time where beauty industry used to be recession proof. It is no longer, So I, of course, have other things, in the works. I just started a leather and fur jacket line called Juan V. You can find it on Instagram, shop Juan V.
How do we spell that? How do we spell
WANVEE. And so I designed leather and fur jackets, which you see me wear, genuine, 100% leather, genuine fox fur, or whatever fur I decide to use. But I designed them myself, and they come in all colors: bright reds, oranges, pinks, and they're doing pretty well. So,
and the clothing line, I mean, you've got all types of. Listen, okay, family. I'm going to nudge Twana because I want her to share about everything, because I see all the clothes she posts that she's selling and all this. So I'm going to work on her during this next commercial break, okay? Because when we come back, she's going to tell us once again how we can get everything, okay, that she is into, that she is doing, that she is selling, making, all that good stuff. Stay with us because we will be right back.
In Philly, everyone's reading this year's One Book, One Philadelphia selection, True Biz by Sarah Novich. And right now, the Free Library of Philadelphia is hosting free events, discussions, and creative workshops, all inspired by True Biz, its themes, and the history and culture of our deaf community. On May 22nd, join us for a celebration with author Sarah Novich and poet and National Book Award finalist Ilya Kaminsky. Details, book club kits, and American Sign Language resources at freelibrary.org/onebook.
Hey, everything okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Honey. Hey, I'm here for you. Tell me about school today.
When kids can't find the right words, music can help them sound it out. Talk to the kids in your life about their emotional well-being. Find tools and resources at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
Tune in to Eco Word Magazine, hosted by POC, the first Friday at 10 a.m. for the PA Lottery Eco Word Fact of the Month. Brought to you by PA Lottery, benefiting older Pennsylvanians every day.
Long nose, what's the word, boy? What's the word? What's the word?
WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
And we are back, family. Welcome back to Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD. We are talking with one of my love bugs, Twana Miller, right here. She's the lash master. And I was sharing with you, with those of you who were joining us or who were with us, that I was going to nudge Twana so that when we come back, she can share with us everything we need to know. So Twana, we have about, I don't know how many minutes left before we go into the next hour. So if you will, please tell us where we can find you, all of your socials. Please give us the address again
Mm-hmm.
of A-List Skin and Lash Lounge. Please, please share with us about the clothes that we can purchase from you as well, how we find them. I'm asking for everything, everything,
Yeah.
everything.
Okay. So A-List Skin and Lash Lounge is located 2013 Sansom Street. I'm on the second floor, and you can call me at 215-563-LASH. We do appointment only because it's very private. And I sell jackets and clothes in the salon, but I also have a website. It's called shopwanv.com, and WANBEE, Wanv. And you can always order anything through the website. And I'm very accessible. I do answer the phone. You can DM me. If you see me with anything on, please walk up to me and ask me, because I probably am selling it. I am trying to get out of purchasing other labels. I'm just trying to do my own. So if you see me in something, 9 times out of 10, it's one of mine. So feel free to ask. I will tell.
Yes. And she does. She has the cutest. Oh my goodness, the absolutely most adorable.
I am
clothes.
into jumpsuits. Heavy.
Yes.
So they call me the jumpsuit queen right now. And I do get plus sizes in every now and again, ladies. So I got something for you if you're plus size. I do realize that, you guys need some jumpsuits too. So I am catering to my plus size ladies. So,
And
yeah.
where can we find you on our socials?
So it's Shop One V on Instagram. It's A-List Skin and Lash Lounge for my salon. And is the Lash Master _ on my personal page, where you can kind of see some of my clothes that I wear and some of the people I do, and some of the things that I do as well.
I love that. One of our love lights, Cheryl, shares that she uses a collagen peptide powder in her tea and smoothies every day, and it makes a difference. Now, I was unfamiliar. So what does that do, Twana? What does that do?
Oh, well, collagen definitely is gonna plump your skin. So if you're a middle-aged woman, collagen is definitely something that you want to do, and it's also the elasticity in your skin. That keeps you looking young. It's a
Yes.
good
So it
thing.
helps with that elasticity.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, I might. Okay. Anything I can do for this? I've got like 5 chins. Can I do anything for that?
Well, that's something I can't help you with, but we can talk. We can talk about what you can do later on.
All right. Okay.
I got you. I got you.
Well, y'all, let's listen. Y'all know I'm going to share. When Twana tells me, y'all know I'm
Yeah.
coming back. I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you.
Well, let me
Eric,
also say one really quick.
no, go
I
right
do
ahead.
I do Botox and bubbly once a month. When I do the Botox and bubbly, we're all there, so you can come and shop and eat and have some champagne. I do it in the evening for after work. I have a very popular plastic surgeon that comes and does this event with us. So if you're thinking about getting anything that's cosmetic, please come. Feel free to stop by and get a consultation. They're free.
I love it. Eric shares, to be honest, I don't mind when ladies wear subtle lashes, but when they get to the size of a Japanese fan, it seems to be a bit much. Eric?
And let me just say, I am known to be the natural master. I don't agree. I agree with Eric. When they get to where they moving in the wind, that's not. You're not gonna get that from me.
No.
No.
And
No.
I can vouch for that, okay? Eric, I'm going to beat you too with the wet noodle, with that Japanese fan, the whole visual of it all. Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd.
Yes.
Y'all, family, y'all are a mess. But no, I can vouch for that. I can say, Miss Lily, she shares, Eric, I wholeheartedly agree with you.
Yes.
Listen, I think we're all in agreement on that.
We
I think
all are. Yes.
I'm going to take a chance and say it's safe to say we are all in agreement on
Yes.
that. I've seen all kinds of things. I've seen the ones that curl, the ones that I've seen all, and they look like they give your your eyes infections, and
They look like they hurt. Yes.
they
Yes.
do.
No.
They do. I
Well, please feel free to visit my Instagram, and you'll see I do a lot of natural work. Most of my ladies that come to me are, women that want something natural. Few
Mhm.
of my celebrity friends may want something a little more dramatic, but remember, they're on television, but I'm always going to put your natural lashes first. I'm always
Mhm.
going to do what's healthy. If I see breakage, I'm going to say, let's take a break. So,
Mhm. Is there a website for the salon?
yes, A-list skin and lash lounge.com.
You hear that, family? A
Yes.
Now, is there a dash with A list, or is it all one word? Is it just
All
A?
one word. All one
Okay.
word.
See,
Mhm.
we need to know.
Yes,
We need to
yes,
know. So
yes.
it's A list skin
Skin
and
and lash.
lash lounge.com.
Mhm. Yes.
Family, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Listen, all the fellas are commenting. Don is clapping. You know what, Don? Malcolm shares, agreed, Eric. The windshield wiper blades are not a good look. You know
No.
what? You know what?
No. Mhm.
Family. Yeah, well, first of all, Twana, I told you we talk about everything here, okay?
Yes.
Every.
Yes.
So, family, no, they know. And Eric shares it. He's seen it. He shares this one girl had something that looked like they touched her forehead.
Yeah.
And Don shares, you're pretty. So
Oh,
look at that.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, you hear that? Okay. So, family, for those of you who have just joined us, just in case you missed anything, welcome, first of all. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking with one of my love bugs, Twana Miller. She is the Lash Master. Yes, she is. She's the founder and CEO of A-List Skin and Lash Lounge. Now, what I do want to share, though, family, her services are not just for women, and I'm not talking about lashes because of the services that she provides for skincare. She's a licensed esthetician with in excess of 15 years of experience in health and beauty. So, guys, I'm talking to you too because I know we're all out here trying to do better. They say when you know better, you do better. So we all have some knowledge now about some things we can do to help maintain, sustain
Mhm.
our skin. So for any of you
And
fellas,
let me address the fellas really quick. Fellas,
mhm.
I know a lot of you are using that same bar of soap that
Oh,
you wash your body with, and you're
oh,
washing your face with that. No, 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 no. Come see me. Let me put you on a regimen. You don't have to come all the time. At least come every season change. Whenever the seasons change, come shed that dead skin. Let me clean your pores out. Let me put you on a
mhm.
regimen, some products, what to use in the shower, what not to do. And you would always come see me before the haircut. If you got facial hair, you come see me, then you get a haircut, not the other way around.
Oh, wow. Don asks, masks for men? Do you have masks for men?
Yes, I do. Hmm.
Well, you hear that? You
I
hear
have
that?
them, and you can stop by and purchase a mask if you like.
I love it. I
Hmm.
love it. That, I love the fact that, I'll say this. I'm learning so much more in this maturation process of mine about how to maintain. I keep saying it and sustain.
Hmm.
And I love that we have love lights like you who are here to help us and along the way,
Yes.
because there's so
Thank you.
much out there, but finding what's right for you is
Mhm.
what's it. Finding what's right for you. Cheryl asks a question. What do you think of turmeric eye masks for darkness around the eyes? It seems to work, but is it safe?
It is safe, but you can't leave it on too long. There's a turmeric can burn. So just be mindful. I would say, no more than a few minutes at a time.
What's a
Don't
few
make
minutes,
I'm
Twana?
gonna say about 5 at the max. You
Okay,
know.
no more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, turmeric can burn. And be careful with your counters because it can definitely stain.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah,
I
we know
cook
that.
with it. So,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
I
we
know
know that.
that.
Yes.
So,
Mhm.
vitamin C is good for us.
Vitamin C, turmeric, and the foundation is your water intake. And if you are struggling with water, come get an IV hydration. We can get a B12 shot, you can get magnesium, you can get so many things that you're lacking in the IV. And if you're gonna go out and have a really hard weekend drinking alcohol and you need to recover, great for that. It's great for before and it's great for after.
Well,
So
now that wouldn't be me, but hydrating, because I sometimes struggle. I carry that bottle of water, and
yes.
sometimes I'm just carrying it. I'm not drinking it.
Mhm.
Don asks, "Where can I purchase the masks? I need those masks."
Well, the mask I have in store, he has to come see me.
You hear that, Don? She's located at
20
2013 Sansom
Sansom.
Street on the second floor. That's
Yeah.
2013 Sansom Street on the second floor. Yeah. So Cheryl shares, thank you so much. She mixes the turmeric with honey, milk, lemon, and castor oil. Really?
Oh,
Cheryl,
yeah, girl.
I'm coming to your house. Okay.
Yes,
Look,
she's
I've
got
invited
some home
myself.
remedies
So I'm
going on.
coming, Cheryl. I know I've invited myself. I'm coming, okay?
Mhm.
Because Cheryl has all the remedies. This right here, that sounds amazing. So you
Yes.
mix your what parts? Like, come on, Cheryl, share with me. You mix honey, milk, lemon, castor oil, and turmeric. I love it. I love it.
Mhm.
Don said he's coming. All right. Don, I want to know, Don, when you go, I want to know about the masks that you get. Okay. Twana, thank you. I know the hour goes by so quickly.
I
Like I
know.
hugged you forever.
Carol, thank
Forever.
you for having me. Thank you, and I will see you soon.
Yes, yes,
And
yes,
I
yes.
love you to pieces. Thank you so much for having me.
You know I love you more. Family. In this hour, we have just talked with one of my love bugs, Twana Miller. She is the esthetician to see. You hear me? For all of your skincare needs. She is the lash master. You can find her at 2013. That's 2013 Sansom Street on the second floor. That's right. That's right. What we're going to do right now is take a commercial break while we let Twana go. We're coming back, though. We've got more in the second hour. So stay with us because we're coming right back.
It's the WURD Hot 60. Hot 60. Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed this week on The Source.
Our children, our young people, our young girls and our young boys have been so traumatized by family members, by people in our communities, by our pastors. And oftentimes we don't talk about it because we're afraid our mommy and daddy gonna say you're too fast. You were too fast. That's why that happened to you. We have grown adults, grown women, and grown men who are being groomed, sexually groomed, and stay silent because they were like, well, I'm the head of this and I'm the head of that. Who would believe me? Open your mouths and find somebody who will believe you and speak. Because the only way we can root out what's going on in our communities about being sexually abused at an alarming rate is that we start to shine light on this stuff. And for the family members who don't believe, for the family members who stay silent, for the friends who you thought were friends that just stayed silent and they're just telling you that, guess what? I'm not dealing with this. You just move on and let it go. But please know, people will not forget your silence. Your silence says a whole lot more than you open up your mouth and saying something to support and to help. Trust and believe.
And that's the hottest 60 seconds this week on The Source on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Meet Amanda. She loves to start her day by heading to her favorite coffee shop.
Morning, Amanda. Black coffee, no sugar.
Then, she usually takes the long way to share a little treat with Coco, Mrs. Lopez's little terrier. And when Amanda arrives to open the Keystone First Wellness and Opportunity Center, Mr. Freeman is always there.
You always on time, Amanda.
Always on time, Mr. Freeman.
Amanda has been a community health educator at Keystone First for over 15 years. She knows this community as well as the community knows her. As a local health plan, we don't only take care of members. For over 35 years, we have known them as neighbors, friends, and family. As Southeastern Pennsylvania's largest medical assistance managed care health plan, our roots run deep. Visit KeystoneFirstPA.com to learn how we can help you get care and stay well.
Tune into Word Radio this Thursday at 10 a.m. for City Council Live, hosted by Ernest Owens. Join conversations that matter to your community with your local City Council members.
Stay connected on the go with the new and improved Word Radio app. Search Word Radio in your app store. Stream every show with increased clarity. Easily access Word TV, EcoWord, and Livelihood. Start or renew your 4-Word membership and buy Word swag. Remember, Black Media Matters. Get the new and improved Word Radio app today. Available on Google Play and the Apple App Store. We are the home of progressive Black Talk Media. This is WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online on wordradio.com and the Word Radio app.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. Monday, May 20th. Here we are. I still can't believe it. Every time, we have another episode, I keep feeling like, what? We're almost in June already. Didn't we just say Happy New Year? In any event, I'm happy to be here. So y'all know I'm just clowning. Y'all know I am. You know I am. But Cheryl, I'm going back to you. Our love light, Cheryl Hicks Lucas. I need to know, that sounded so amazing. Cheryl says she mixes honey, milk, lemon, castor oil, and turmeric, which sounds amazing. For darkness around the eyes? What? That sounds so good. And she said it works. Our love light, Raphael Suleiman, he's checking in. He's sending a good evening to everybody. Hey, Steve. Steve Manning is checking in too. Happy to have you both join us. Yes. So before we start the conversation with our guests in the next hour, I want to share a few things with you. Yes, I do. The first of which, as you know, June is Black Music Month, and this year, the Word, Message, and the Music series presents Trans Afro Express, the global impact of African, Caribbean, and African American music. Join us Friday, June 14th from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live, located at 3025 Walnut Street. This event features a panel discussion, live performances, and the flyest Afrobeat, reggae, hip hop, and R&B dance party in Philly. So if you love to dance and you want to learn more about the global impact of our music, then join us on Friday, June 14th from 6 until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live. Admission is $20 in advance and only $25 at the door. So get your tickets now at wordradio.com. This Black Music Month event is in partnership with Fun Times Magazine and is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery, Comcast, Keystone First, and Pico. That's right. So family, for those of you who are unaware, our very own Tiffany Bacon, I love Bug, she's hosting a new show. Tune in to Breaking Bread every Sunday, where Tiffany will broadcast from a different restaurant, eatery, or chef's kitchen, where delicious delights and curious conversation are on the menu. Special guests will join Tiffany for brunch, where the conversations will focus on culture, business, health and well-being, media, literature, and the arts. Break bread with us every Sunday from 11 a.m. until 12 noon, right here on Word, Progressive Black Talk Media. The last thing that I want to share with you as we begin the top of this hour is that you join our beloved, our one and only Sarah Lomax this Wednesday during Evening Words for a special program called Word on Health and Healing. In honor of Women's Health Month, Word's president and CEO will dive into a discussion of women's health across the life cycle, from maternity to menopause. This program, sponsored by the Pennsylvania Lottery and Victory Chiropractic and Performance, will examine fitness, nutrition, mental health, self-care, and the impact of racism and sexism on health outcomes. Family, tune in this Wednesday, May 22nd, from 4 until 7 p.m. for this special edition of Evening Words, hosted by our very own beloved Sarah Lomax. So I want to introduce you to our guests in this hour. That's right. You all know I'm always excited when to introduce you to our guests. But our guests in this hour are here to talk with us about a body of work, a strong body of work. I love it, love it, love it when we talk about the arts. But we're talking with Roger Q. Mason and Taibi Magar. Now I'm waiting. I'm talking with you because we're having some things going on in the background. I'm not sure where Roger is, but I believe Taibi has joined us. So what I'm going to do is begin our conversation with Taibi, but not before I tell you just a little about Taibi. Taibi Magar is an Egyptian American director based in New York, whose work is focused at the intersection of imagination and social justice. I was about to say injustice, social justice. I love this. What I read, Taibi shares, after all, if you can't imagine it, you can't fight for it. Because of this, her work is known for being visually and theatrically explosive, grounded in potent performances, and always fighting for the underdog. She's a graduate of the Brown University MFA program, and most recently, she directed Help, The Shed, Twilight, Los Angeles, 1992, Signature Theater, Lortel winning. How about that? Family, I invite you to the conversation with Taibi Magar. I said that wrong. I can't get it right. Why can't I get it? Why can't I get it right? Hi, Taibi. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I won't complain. I will not complain. Look at this. Just all kinds of things happening over here. Just all kinds of. So, welcome first and foremost. I'm so excited to hear about the works that you and Roger, how should I say, present. And I'm excited to hear what you'll share with us tonight. Now, I'm not sure when Roger's going to join us, but until Roger does,
yes,
I'm happy to talk with you. So I read, as I shared with our family members, that you are an Egyptian American. That has to be exciting. It has to be exciting. Where were you born?
I was born in Durham, North Carolina. But my father, was born and raised in Egypt and immigrated here in the early 70s.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so raised in a mixed race household and all the things that come with that. And part of why this piece was the Duat is really exciting to me is because of this mixed race heritage and the fact that I'm from Egypt. Because the play, the Duat, tells the story of a man named Cornelius Johnson, who is a Black man born in 1946, coming of age during the Civil Rights Movement, and really wrestling with identity and civil protest and civil action. And he gets thrown into the Egyptian afterlife. So there's a lot of things that attracted me about this play, but in terms of where my identity intersects with this incredible piece, my father escaped Egypt actually during a time of great civil protest and action. This was right as the British were leaving, and Abdel Nasser was coming in with socialism. So a lot of questions about the country and patriotism and what is patriotism and civil protest and where is justice, which the Duat is highlighting. So yeah, it's been a gift to be raised as an Egyptian American, because I think it gives me a lot of empathy and understanding for so many communities in America that are marginalized and are fighting a system that doesn't necessarily understand them.
Sure. Yeah, and that was exactly why I said, I was like, well, that has to be interesting. But now that you've shared even more of your background and your story, that adds a whole nother layer.
Yeah.
It just adds a whole nother layer to it. Family, what I did not share with you, and I was waiting for Roger to join us, but I will share. until Roger joins us. Roger is the writer behind a one-man show production titled The Duat. You just heard Taibi talk about it. Taibi is the director. The main character is a student turned FBI informant who is stuck in the purgatory of the Egyptian afterlife, the Duat, as Taibi just explained to us. So I wanted to go back over that and share that with you, since some of you were probably saying, what is the Duat? I wanted you to have a point of information, another point of information, I will say. I wanted to add to that. So you were naturally and understandably so, you were drawn to this. And I can understand that. Well, let me go before that.
Oh, sure.
Before that. How is it that you and Roger came to, well, how did you meet? How about that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we met during the pandemic, just shortly after it started, when all of theater was switching to these digital art forms. Roger is a playwright who has a really exciting and diverse body of work, and it hasn't quite hit the mainstream yet.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a mutual friend in college, a mutual friend that he went to undergraduate with, and I went to graduate school. And Roger was preparing. There's a great theater company in New York called the Fire This Time Festival that showcases and works with and invests in Black playwrights. And they tend to take on unknown playwrights and sort of give them a ton of resources for a year. And Roger, generally at the end, they do a sort of showcase of their work. And Roger was the playwright that year, but then their showcase turned digital. And it was sort of a unique moment where I happened to be free because nothing else was going on.
Right.
And I get sent a lot of plays, and a lot of plays that I get sent, I get very bored with, and I don't end up reading past the first 10 pages. But this one really set me on fire. And so we met because they were looking for a director for this particular piece. We ended up doing this digital production starring Wayne Brady. Wayne Brady, if you might remember him from, well, a lot of things. It's had an amazing career, but I grew up watching Whose Line Is It Anyway? It's my mother's favorite show. So, but Wayne and Roger had worked together, and Wayne was stuck at home like anybody else, like everybody else, and was like, yeah, I'll work on this. I made a little studio in my backyard. So we ended up Zoom rehearsing with Wayne Brady for a while, and made a recorded digital piece, which was really, really an exciting way to meet. So that's how Roger and I met, was actually working on the Duat, which was a play in its very nascent stage, and I'd say it's grown quite a bit since we started.
So what was it that spoke to you most about this body of work outside of the obvious?
Yeah. There's a lot of things. As an Egyptian American and an Arab American, I found so much joy and language inside of the Black community's brilliance in protest and language around social justice. I undergraduate grew up in my thinking being exposed to obviously James Baldwin and Angela Davis and obviously Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, like this incredible vocabulary for social justice. And as an Arab American, I hadn't met Edward Said yet, who's sort of like our, maybe you would call it our Martin Luther King, maybe the one who sort of led the fight, has become the figurehead for justice. And so and bell hooks was really big to me. So I've sort of always been excited to work with the stories of the civil rights movement. I find
Mhm.
that movement in all its rich complexity. I think what I experienced of that movement in U.S. history was very different than what it
Mhm.
actually was. And so this piece really takes him through the character through the civil rights movement and the complexities of navigating that at that time. And so that's like the main thing that attracted me, but also the piece really uses theater, all that theater can offer. I love when a play comes along that has to be a play, right? It can't actually function as a movie or a television show. Although for Roger's sake, I'll say if anyone wants to try, they definitely should. It would make a great film also. But it incorporates live drumming. It incorporates
Oh.
dance. Growing up in North Carolina, we had the American Dance Festival, ADF, and we had the African American Dance Ensemble led by Chuck Davis, which was a big part of it was actually the first live performance I remember seeing. I was in 5th grade, and Chuck Davis is probably maybe one of a number of choreographers, but to really bring African dance into the modern dance movement. And I was in like 4th or 5th grade, and I remember they had an education program. I'm sure I didn't really know what that meant at the time, but they came to our school and we sat in our gym and we sat in a circle and they performed in the middle, and my heart exploded. I just felt compelled, right, by that. So the fact that Roger had written in dance, had written in live drumming, I think my heart my heart loves things that like musical theater, right? So like
Right,
things
right,
that
right.
are highly entertaining, but the way that Roger was using them to further the storytelling and to create a sense of ritual. I think we've forgotten in the theater that theater is, and for many is, a sacred practice. It certainly is for me. Conspicuously, I was going to church and really investigating the spiritual life, and I found theater and stopped going to church because theater became the mechanism that I tried to understand compassion and empathy and understanding and how to live with each other and how to be our best selves, and it's where I found sacred ground. So this piece just spoke to all of that. It's steeped inside ritual. It's steeped inside the beauty of music and dance, and it's steeped inside, the beauty and challenging nature of the civil rights movement, and how that particular generation has been shaped by that by the late 60s.
After listening to you describe that, and particularly when you described or shared about the incorporation of live drums, that is of interest to me too, because what I read is that was very little about the production itself, and what I read was what I just shared. It's a one-man show production, so my imagination didn't extend to the incorporation of live music, which I think is awesome, because I was going to ask, first of all, that's very difficult to have a one person show. That is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
And for this subject matter, one thing in the description that spoke to me loudly was that the main character is trying to earn his way into the next life by unburdening his heart.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that? How do you do that? How do you do that? I mean, it really did. It resonated. It just spoke so loudly. So, family, let me bring you into what I'm sharing. For those of you who have just joined us, welcome, welcome, welcome. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking with Taibi Magar. I keep saying your last name incorrectly, Magar.
You got it. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yes.
I'm a stickler for that. I don't want to mess anybody's name up. But we're talking with Taibi Magar in this hour. We're trying to locate Roger though, because we want to talk with Roger as well and bring Roger into the conversation. But we're sharing about the production. Roger is the writer behind a one-man show production called The Duat. Taibi is the director. So in The Duat, the main character is a student turned FBI informant, which is a lot in and of itself, who is stuck in the purgatory of the Egyptian afterlife, the Duat, trying to earn his way into the next life by unburdening his heart. That is so loaded. Okay, that is so loaded. That I have a ton of questions, Davey. The family knows. They know I have a ton of questions. But family, for those of you who have questions, I'm welcoming you to the conversation. I'm always inviting you. Feel free to give us a call. For those of you who are saying, well, how do I do that? It's simple. You dial 215-634-8065, or you can even call us toll free. You can do that by dialing 1-866-361-0900. And we always welcome your comments on our socials. I do want to say hello to Gary Bryant, who is joining, one of our love lights, joining us, sending love to the entire family. And we receive it, we love it, we accept it. When we're going to take a commercial break in a short moment, but Taibi, when we come back, I figured I would ask the question now. When we come back, I'm going to ask if you could talk with us more about how that's done, how in the production, everything that was just described to our family members, everything that we just shared, how is that done in a one-person production? Family, listen, as I've shared, we're going to take a short commercial break, but you're always invited to the conversation. So give us a call. Continue to share comments on our socials. Whatever you do, we welcome it, but stay with us. We'll be right back.
Tune into Reality Check with Tanya Pendleton every Tuesday in May at 11 a.m. for the Word on Women's Health, a weekly segment focusing on Black women's wellness. This segment is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery, benefiting older Pennsylvanians every day. Word Radio Digital Tip of the Month with Stephanie Humphrey is brought to you by Comcast.
Are you looking for a Black-owned business in the greater Philadelphia region? Katika.us, that's Katika, is an online directory showcasing everything from restaurants, barbershops, and beauty salons to attorneys, accountants, and contractors. Katika's mission is to accelerate equality for the Black community by connecting Black businesses with conscious consumers. If you're looking for a business, you can easily search for one in your area. And if you are a Black-owned biz, you can list your business on the platform for free. Katika also hosts interactive community events like Black History Tours or wine tastings to engage and build community all across the city of Philadelphia. Let's all do what we can to support the businesses in our own backyards by visiting Katika.us. Stay tuned to WURD for more tips and stay connected with us at wordradio.com.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of progressive Black talk media, WURD.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
And we are back. Oh, that keeps happening. I hate that keeps happening. I hate that. Welcome back, family. Welcome back to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking with Taibi Magar in this hour, and we are talking about the production, the one-man show production titled The Duat. I love the explanation, the description, if you will, of the production. And I was asking Taibi to explain to us when coming back how are you able to visually relay and in well, that's basically what I'm asking. How are you able to visually relay all of what I described? And finally, for those of you who've just joined us, what I described is that the main character is a student turned FBI informant who is stuck in the purgatory of the Egyptian afterlife, the Duat, trying to earn his way into the next life by unburdening his heart. That sounds so powerful to me. So powerful. Actually, before you answer that question, Taibi, I am now happy to welcome Roger to the conversation. Wait. Roger, hello, and welcome.
Ciao. Baby, I am so blessed and honored to be here. You have no idea. Thank you so much for having us.
I'm going to receive that. Let me tell you something. I said, I don't know where Roger is. Where is Roger? Where is Roger? But we were waiting patiently for you.
Well, thank you.
And we're so happy that you have joined us. Happy to have you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So I just shared with our family members. I was sharing the description of the production, which it sounds so powerful to me. And I was sharing that with our family. And I just posed the question to Taibi, who I'm sure is saying, thank you, Roger. For But what I shared, I was asking, how do you visually relay? The description that I shared was about the main character, who is a student turned FBI informant that is stuck in the purgatory of the Egyptian afterlife, the Duat. This is what spoke so strongly to me, trying to earn his way into the next life by unburdening his heart. How do you visually relay that?
Well, first of all, you have to spiritually relay it.
Okay.
The play is about somebody who is brother outsider.
Okay.
How does brother outsider find his way home? Here is somebody who grew up in a household of Black and brown folks that define themselves in ways outside of the mainstream understanding of Blackness, and that caused them to feel isolated from those people. So we talk about Black power and Black unity, right? But I think Black unity is also about Black difference and Black diversity, because I think we do exist in a unified identity, one that is partially our own definition, but also something chosen for us by those who captivate us, by those who capture us, both physically and spiritually. And so now you have this population of people who have this common identity, but simultaneously should be able to flourish in their difference. So how do we find the fullness of the Black experience? And so that's what we started exploring in this particular draft of the play, is there's not one definition of how to be Black. And we may not always get along. And we may not always see eye to eye and agree with those opinions. But can we have space for somebody who's different from us? Because if we can do that within our own community, then we have the fortitude to demand it from the world. But we got to clean our own house first.
Oh, Roger.
Child.
Roger. That's a whole word right there. No, that's the whole word. That's a whole word. Family, for those of you, let me tell you something, because I just started talking to Roger and I did not share. Roger Q. Mason. Welcome, Roger. Please. Roger is the writer and performer who uses the lens of history to disrupt the biases that divide rather than unite us. I was sharing with you that we were waiting for Roger to join the conversation. One of our family members posted a question, and Taibi, look at this. I know you're saying, well, thank goodness, Saved by the Bell. Saved by Roger. How about that? Because this question, I think, is possibly for you, Roger. Eric shares, good evening, Taibi Magar and Roger. Welcome to the WURD family. I really love the essence of the Duat. How did it come about that the play takes place in an Egyptian underworld as opposed to a traditional Christian spin on it? I love that Prince of Egypt vibe.
Ooh, well, first of all, come on, Prince of Egypt. You bringing us back. Come on, Whitney. Come on. Let's talk about Whitney. Okay, child.
All right.
Nights I pray. No, I'm
you
not
better.
Do it. I'm not. No.
Listen, because I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So.
Child. But you know, let me go here. We talk about majesty, right? When you are a people who is brought to a place and told you ain't nothing, you ain't nobody, you don't come from anywhere. That's the psychological warfare that is enacted on our minds, bodies, and spirits to subjugate us. Because we will start policing and limiting ourselves if we feel like we have no home to go back to.
Well, I mean.
So what did we do? Think about, let's go all the way back to Marcus Garvey, right? Back to Africa. How do we go back to that place we were taken from? And if you look at historically, Black folks in America have often cited the royalty and the cultural innovation of Egypt as a Black nation and as a source of proof that we have some worth in the world. That, and some would go so far as to say the world that we know begins with us in terms of relationships to theater, relationships to government, relationships to monotheistic religion, you know, one God. We think about Amun, this idea of Akhenaten being the sun god, all of these concepts which we helped innovate in the ancient world. Ideas that were borrowed or commingled with Greeks and Romans later. And we didn't always get credit for those ideas. Okay. And then, of course, you get into the 17 and the 1800s when you have to create a system by which to justify why we as Black people are quote unquote inferior and deserve to be subjugated, because it's in our nature to be less than. So what is the counterbalance to that? The counterbalance to that is to say, no, sir. Because it's always some man, some white man saying, you ain't this, you ain't that. No, sir.
Right.
I was somebody once. There is a place and a time and a moment where I was a king.
It's in my lineage.
It's in my lineage. I was a scholar. I reached for the gods and they answered directly to me. And you can scorn me and abuse me, but God bless my heart if you take that away from me. Boom. That is the fortitude with which that movement comes from. So when we think about the Black Power movement is building on that idea of the intellectual and the spiritual and the political strength of what they are crediting as an African or specifically a North African nation where we flourished and where we can go back to and flourish now. Now, what's interesting in this production, and I want to give the floor to Taibi, Taibi is of Egyptian American heritage. And of course, just like there's not one Black America, there's also not one Egypt. And there are different ways that people think about and define Egyptianness and Egyptian culture. And so what's been beautiful, and I want Taibi to talk about this, is how she drew from her definition of Egyptianness as, influenced by North Africanness, influenced by perhaps Middle Eastern influence, and how that may have been complementary to the Black American definition of Egypt, and also some ways in which it's different. And then that's kind of that rift between those two places is where the place is there's the Pan-African Duat, the Duat that we as Black people create to find strength and power. And then there are other versions of Egypt. So let me turn it over to Taibi, because child, take it away. I'm setting it up. Boom, boom.
No, they had 20 minutes of me. Now we gotta let the Roger train go. But I'll just say one thing, which is that I shared, Roger, earlier that
we just lost Rogers. Oh, go ahead. I'm so sorry. We just lost Roger's visual. Just wanted to, but he's here. Roger is here.
Great. That I've felt really pulled in by the Black community's history of protest and language and movements around social justice. That's I didn't have an Arab icon to go to when I was younger, so I've always been led by the incredible Black thinkers around civil rights. So in that respect, the piece speaks to me. And in terms of also how my Egyptian identity intersects, Egypt, we invented civilization, right? Like my ancestors invented algebra, for better or worse. And there's also something lost in the Egyptian identity now with all of the struggles post-colonization, right? It is a deeply challenged country. So I feel like that reaching back, that term Sankofa, that I think is in West African language, that Sankofa that we reach back in order to understand now, feels very pertinent to Cornelius's journey as he tries to understand how and reckon with the life that he lived and how complicated it was. So that's how that speaks to me as an Egyptian.
And listening to the both of you, first of all, the one question that I have not asked is, where can we see the production? Okay, I have a few. How do we get our tickets to the production? How long is the run? I have tons of questions so that we can actually patronize. We can actually come and see. But I've been so engrossed in, asking you to just talk with us about how the interpretations. I've been so engrossed in doing that. What we're going to do, though, because we're going to go to commercial in a moment, but family, we're going to let you know all of that. Before we go to commercial, though, Roger, what was your inspiration for writing this production?
Well, let me tell you something. I grew up in a household that was both very entrenched in the liberation of Black people through protests, through legal fights, and through service to others. And I also grew up in a household that in some ways felt outside of certain definitions of Blackness. What does it feel like to be both at the center of an identity and completely outside of it at the same time? You're torn and you're pulled in those directions. And so that was sort of where the play started for me, is how can we build a Black world where we can all be free together and individually. And then the other part of it is, when I was at Middlebury College for my my master's in English, I went to Princeton for undergrad and then went to Northwestern for their MFA. But in the middle, I did a program in Vermont. And there was a professor there named Maisha Wynn, who was the daughter of one of the Black Power movement movers and shakers in the Bay Area. And she taught a class on the literacy and learning of the Black Power movement. And her point was to somehow beautify and change our perception of Black power, that it had been so demonized and so, criticized as a PR campaign to stop Black excellence and Black joy from being propagated and Black education. And so how do we go back to that movement and reclaim the good work that they were doing? And so the play started as a response to her class. I was so inspired by that class that I wanted to write a play. So it's been 10 years in the making, and Taibi and I have been building this play for the last 4 years. And I want to end by saying this play, and I know that this radio station is very dear to Philadelphia. This play is a success story of Philadelphia, because this is the city where we sat together. And for the last year and a half, 2 years, we've been working entrenched in this community, which embraces dance, music, theater, visual art, and sees it as one cohesive whole. And to be welcomed here in all of my fullness, because I don't just write for theater, I write for dance audiences, I write for music, I write for people that understand art. So to be working in a city, Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, of unity, that really understands the complexity of people and embraces artists, that has been the place. It makes sense that this is the place where the play can thrive. So I want to really say thank you to Philadelphia, and particularly thank you to the POC community of Philadelphia for welcoming me and welcoming this play into your loving arms. And we know, we don't just hope, we know that this production is going to do you proud, and we cannot wait to see you all in June.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm hugging you both. Let me just say that right now. Okay. I hope you feel it, because I'm hugging you both. I just hope you feel it. Family, I hope you do, because I am. Family, it's time for us to take a short commercial break. But when we come back, you already know the questions that I'm going to ask. We're going to find out where we can see the play, how we can get our tickets, how long the run is. We're going to find answers. We're going to find out the answers to all of those questions when we come back. Stay with us, because we're coming right back.
Get ready to kick off summer with the new instant $1 million jackpot from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Scoot on down to your local retailer for your chance to win big. Don't delay. Pick up yours today. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Problem Gambling Helpline, 1-800-GAMBLER.
Want to get out of just about anything and look like an earth-saving hero? Just use the environment excuse. High school reunion? Sorry, can't. Planetary obligations. Unfortunate bridesmaid's dress? Unfortunately, you promised the climate you'd buy more vintage. Chauffeuring teens? The earth really needs them to hoof it. The environment is always the best excuse. Find your out and opt in to cutting carbon. Just visit theenvironmentexcuse.org. Brought to you by WildAid.
Join Sarah Lomax this Wednesday during Evening Words for a special program called Word on Health and Healing. In honor of Women's Health Month, Word's president and CEO will dive into a discussion of women's health across the life cycle, from maternity to menopause. This program, sponsored by the Pennsylvania Lottery and Victory Chiropractic and Performance, will examine fitness, nutrition, mental health, self-care, and the impact of racism and sexism on health outcomes. Tune in Wednesday, May 22nd from 4 to 7 p.m. for this special edition of Evening Words, hosted by Sarah Lomax.
It's too black, which means it's too strong.
We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of progressive Black talk media, WURD.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Welcome back, family. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. In this hour, we are talking with both Roger Q. Mason and Taibi Magar, and we are talking about the Duat. The Duat, what is that? Well, I'll tell you what it is. The Duat is a one-man show production. The main character is a student turned FBI informant who is stuck in the purgatory of the Egyptian afterlife, the Duat, trying to earn his way into the next life by unburdening his heart. Oof, heavens to Murgatroyd. Roger, I want to say, to Eric's point, I want to say thank you, first of all, for the inclusion of the Egyptian afterlife. Thank you for that, because I already know, and especially from what the both of you have explained and have shared with us, that there's a different understanding altogether. I know that to be true, but what we'll see and what we will receive will be different. It will be different from that that from which we are accustomed. Just because of that, just because of that, and it's supposed to be. But I know that the interpretation, I can only imagine. Let me just say that I can only imagine. So thank you for that. Thank you very much for that. I do want our family members to know, though, where can we see the production? We want to see it. But how do we get our tickets? How long is the run?
First performance is June 7th, and it closes June 23rd. So you have just over 2.5 weeks to catch it. And it performs at the Suzanne Roberts Theater, which is on Broad Street. And you can get tickets by visiting philatheaterco.org, which is so Philadelphia Theater Company is putting it on. And just one thing, Carol, Roger is a fabulous performer. However, Roger is not performing in this piece, although they should and could. But we actually are blessed with an incredible local actor, Frank X, who some of you have probably seen in various productions. And I must say, when we auditioned Frank X, Roger and I were both absolutely blown away. And Frank is an iconic Philadelphia performer. I'm sure you've seen him in many things. He's pretty much worked at every single theater. Truly one of the most astonishing actors I've ever met. And Roger and I feel so blessed to have him. So you can get your tickets on philatheaterco.com, and performances start June 7th. We have special events. We have a Black Theater Night on June 13th, and, which are special events and around that. And then we also have a wonderful celebration on Juneteenth. Obviously on June 19th. So come out. It's also an incredible, if I may, incredible stage design. I'm really excited about it. It's a super intimate, immersive style staging. So it's going to be a pretty singular event. Yes.
Taibi, thank you for that correction, because I told you, I want to get it right. It has to be right. Okay. So thank you for that correction. What can we expect our takeaway to be from this piece?
I'm going to tell you something. Every day I come into rehearsal, I fall more and more in love with these characters. And every day I find the empathy to love people for their difference and embrace them for their willingness to be vulnerable in front of community. And if we can do anything through this production, we can encourage everybody to love the fact that they are individuals that live in a community, but are also blessing that community with their individuality. And that's what I really want this show to be about.
I love that. I love that. I mean, everything that you've said. First of all, it means so much because I'm always stressing, community. I'm always stressing about acceptance. I'm always stressing about just listen, learning to live and love one another.
Yeah.
We're all here. We are
Right.
all here, and that's what we do here anyway on Love and Life. That's what we do. We talk about everything, but we do it in love. We do it in love because we have the understanding. Listen, we are all different. We are all different. Everybody is different. And it's okay to be different from the next person, from the next person, from the next person. It's about allowing each other the space to be who we are and accepting one another just for who we are. That's all it is. It's love. That's what you call love. That's what love is.
Love and life, child.
What? You
Love
hear
and
me?
life. Come
Didn't
on.
I told you I was here for all of it. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you?
You did. You did. And it came full circle, child. And I'm here for it. Okay. Period.
You both are a joy. Oh, heavens to Mercury. And you said, Roger, this was 10 years in the making.
Yes, 10 years. 10 years I've been working on this play in some form or another. And, Taibi and I worked on 2 other presentations of it before this.
Okay.
One was with the fabulous Obie winning Fire This Time Festival a couple years ago. And then we did it in Los Angeles at Center Theater Group. And so, and the beauty of this business, theater, is you get to build lifelong collaborations and friendships with people who understand you at your most vulnerable place. Because when you're writing and you're developing a story that talks about maybe some of the dangerous and frightening things in your spirit, you need people around you who can hold you, who can really hold you as you tremble, hold you as you dream, hold you as you run from the truth, and hold you as you find your light. That's what a collaborator is to me. And it has been and continues to be such a joy and a blessing to be held by the creative and the personal touch that is Taibi Magar. I mean, Taibi, y'all are so lucky. Let me just say this, Philadelphia Theater Company is being run by 2 beautiful, compassionate, creative, caring people. I am so excited for this city. This is Taibi and her husband Tyler's first season. And truly, I'm glad I was able to put my stank on it, okay? But I know that the best is yet to come and that this city is better and brighter for having these 2 folks at the helm of Philadelphia Theater Company. And the future for Philadelphia Theater Company and our city is so bright because of the 2 of them. And and Taibi and her leadership, really.
See, and that's love. That I have one last question for you. I'm going to ask you just really quickly.
Yeah.
Now, typically, collaborative partners have a process by which they work.
Yeah.
Do the 2 of you have a process by which you work? And if so, what is your process?
Okay, can I spill this tea? Because it took me a while to figure this out.
Okay.
So Taibi would leave me alone for very long periods of time. And I would interpret that as, girl, what you doing and where are you? But what she was doing was she was actually giving me space to dream and to fumble and experiment. And she would ask questions in our check-ins that sometimes I was ready to answer and sometimes not. So then when we finally came into the room together and she gave her full notes on the script, it was asking for a revolution. A revolution in my story, but also a revolution in how I tell stories. And because she had planted the seeds along the way, none of it was unfamiliar to me. All of it was something that I was prepared emotionally to handle.
Wow.
Because by the time we got to that point, I had already mulled over the pros and the cons, the fears and the joys of working on these things. So she really prepared me to take a leap.
I love
And
that.
I remember the day when I said, okay, I have 5 days And on the other side of this week, I'm going to be a completely different person. And I feel like after we did that first revision for pre-production, that first pre-production draft, and I took that leap with faith and grace and trust,
Mm-hmm.
I was not the same after that. That was about a month ago. And I was like, okay, I am becoming a better version of myself because of the challenge that this woman, Taibi, is inviting me to go on.
And you know what? Just like, first of all, Miss Lily agrees with you that I agree we all need someone to hold us. That was Taibi holding you. That was figuratively and in real time. That was love. That was nothing but love. That was nothing but
Absolutely.
love. Nothing but love. I love that. I love that. Miss Lily also shares, Sister Taibi and Roger, congratulations on your show, The Duat. We cannot wait to see it. Let me share that. I know I can. We cannot wait to see it. We cannot. Joey Dixon, I see that you have joined us as well. Welcome, welcome, family. You know, it's that time. It's that time. It's that time. Roger, Taibi, thank you so much. Taibi, listen, kudos to you. Roger, Taibi was holding it down until you got here. Taibi was holding it down.
Let me tell you something. What is it that my grandmother used to say? God don't always give you don't always come when you want him to, but he comes right on
time. Listen, right on time. There was nothing.
Really
there was no lateness
that
here. You got here when you should have gotten here.
That's right. I really believe that we come into spaces and into opportunities at exactly the time when we're meant to. And thank you both for the patience and grace while we were trying to figure out this tech situation over here. I really appreciate it. And I am so blessed to have spent some time in love and life with you, Carol. You are just everything, child.
Don't you listen. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Family, y'all already know. One of our love lights is sharing peace and blessings to all. Another love light is sharing, he's a right now God. That, I'm going to put that in my pocket. Yes, I am. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Taibi. We are coming to see the Duat. Family, praising God from whom all blessings flow. I'm going to ask you, as I do every night, that you continue to pray because we all need it. Pray for your loved ones, pray for your enemies, and for those in need. Just pray. I thank our guests for sharing your time, your energy, your spirit, your space, your attention, your knowledge, and all of that good stuff. Just thank you so much. Thank you, family. And I thank you for doing the same. Do you hear me? Special thanks to the entire Word family, especially Nick and Niall, for all that you do. Happy birthday once again to all of our love lights. Remember, family, we are all in this together. You hear me? You be good to you, but you also be good to those around you. You be careful and you be kind. God loves you, and so do I. Okay. You have a great rest of your night, and you be sure to join us Monday through Thursday, 7 till 9 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. I love you, family. Have a good night and bye.
It's the WURD Hot 60. Hot 60. Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed from Wake Up with Word.
Joining us now is